Welcome to the 24 UK podcast. We are recording our very final interview from Los Angeles this morning. It's been a long run. We've had some great people on board, and we're hoping that it's not going to end here just yet.
It might.
It might. So we're joined by Matthew and King, who, amongst various other fames, Numbers, geekson.com, which is basically, we're going to talk about that in a sec, but a bunch of podcasts with geeks talking about things.
Geeky stuff.
Yeah.
Geeky stuff, yeah.
And the reason why we're here, really, 24, of course. Matt's got an upcoming role in the show, and we're going to try and squeeze as much information out of him about it as possible. So, yeah, do you have a torture scene? Because it might be similar.
No.
Oh, you can tell us that much. Great. Good stuff. So, how did you get your role on 24?
I shot a pilot last year, directed by John Cassar.
Washington Field?
Who's,
right?
And Washington Field.
Yeah.
And Washington Field, basically, I was one of the series regulars playing a bomb squad technician named Mark Chen. And I got to work with the entire 24 crew, and met Nicole, met John. We shot in Washington, D.C., blew a lot of things up. And then when the show didn't go, this last year, John and Nicole put in a good word for me over at 24, and they brought me on to play one of the new CTU agents.
Right, so you're going to be working in CTU with the likes of Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes.
Cole Artiste.
Yeah, most of my stuff is with Freddie or with Kiefer. I'm basically the guy who follows Kiefer around and keeps his back from sprouting holes.
So the trouble is, when you follow Kiefer around too long, there's usually something that happens to a character like that.
Well, you know. Except for Dan Kim. I'm trying to be like Dan Kim. And just, you know.
So were you a fan of the show before you got the role?
Yes, I was a fan. I started watching it first season, watched it sort of first through third season, then I dropped away for a while, and I came back in seventh season. So.
Yeah.
So working in CTU, if you're working with someone like Kiefer and Freddie Prinze Jr., it'll involve probably some sort of shooting guns.
Lots of it.
Yeah, some maybe fight scenes.
Yes, lots of it.
So any sort of training?
Yeah, I had a lot of training beforehand with Washington Field.
Yeah.
But one of the amazing things is that Kiefer has done this so much and so often. He'll get in there and he'll choreograph a whole scene.
Really?
And if he sees that you have any sort of facility with the guns or with what you're doing, he'll use that and really be like, okay, I want you here, over here, on point, covering this, but you know, and oh, you get it? Here's what I want you to do, and then he'll go straight on jargon, and the man's amazing.
Yeah.
The man's really amazing.
I'd imagine he would be pretty good at it, since he's pretty much lived as a CTU agent for the last
8 years. He knows Jack Bauer better than anybody else.
Yeah, exactly. So is there a kind of stunt coordinator present as well who coordinates fight scenes as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I guess they're looking for sort of action-packed kind of fighting scenes.
Yeah.
All sorts
of always driving, always moving, always pushing the energy up.
Yeah.
You know? And when you're just walking across the floor and talking, you better be driving the energy up.
And is it something you enjoy doing, fight scenes? And
love it.
You love it?
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. I started being a martial artist and stuff like that when I was 8 years old. So, you know, anytime I get to show off a little, it's fun.
Brilliant. What's your name on the on 24? Can you tell us that?
I am Agent King. My character was originally written as Agent Calhoun.
There's a story behind this, isn't there?
Yeah, it was originally Agent Calhoun.
Yeah.
And then Kiefer was and one of the things they prep you with is that Kiefer will not only know his lines, he'll know your lines. I mean, he is really prepared for what's coming on the day. And so you better be prepared. You better bring your A game, period. And so I was ready, and I was ready to be Agent Calhoun, and which you wouldn't think from Agent Calhoun. I showed up on the day, and Kiefer was running through the lines, because he has this much dialogue.
Yeah.
You know, we have this much. And he kept on skipping on Calhoun, and he was like, what's going on? You know what? Can we change it to Callahan? Let's change the name to Callahan. you know. So he got approval from the writers. They changed it to Callahan. I saw him working off. I still hadn't met him. And then, you know, 24 moves like a bat out of hell because you got a lot to shoot. And we get into our first scene, and we step in, and Kiefer starts going on the dialogue, and he's rocking and rolling, and he goes, "Agent Cal, what's your name?" and basically that at that point they changed. He was like, "What's your actual last name?" My last name got changed to King, and I became Agent King on the show. So
you look like a king. Funny that, isn't
there
it?
you go.
So what's it like working with Keith then? Because you said he's very prepared, very intense.
He's very prepared and he's very intense.
Is that quite intimidating your first day coming down to set?
Well, I think anytime you're working with somebody who's got that much of a reputation, there is a certain intimidation factor. But I think it's far more exciting. It's really, really far more exciting because what's this person going to bring out of you? You know, what do you? And for me, you know, I really like to sublimate myself to the process. What am I going to learn from this? Really? And I walked up to Kiefer afterwards and was like, thank you so much. You taught me a lot. I mean, Kiefer always plays chess in his office.
We knew that.
And I'm a chess aficionado.
Oh.
So I was
didn't beat him, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no. Did he flip the table up? Damn it.
Well, actually, the coolest thing I always think about, I actually have a picture of it, but the coolest thing is his chess board sits there and he's got two chairs. And one of the chairs says Jack on the back of it, and the other chair says Kiefer on the front of it. And so it's really funny. I have this shot of the chessboard between the two chairs, and it looks like it's Jack playing Kiefer. And I was like,
some sort of weird
exactly,
schizophrenic,
some sort of weird psychological.
How he gets into the role,
exactly.
Did you beat him quite convincingly?
I beat him.
5-move checkmate.
Yeah.
He must be quite good though.
He's really good. He plays chess like Jack Bauer.
Oh, aggressive.
Very aggressive. Very aggressive.
Torturing your queen.
Exactly. He's like, am I going to capture her? What do you think? What do you think? Where am I going to move?
Tell me where your rook's going.
Tell me where your rook's going. And he just plays on the clock. It's just everything's on the clock.
Oh no, so that's
really?
24. That really would start getting intense. The following takes place between
3 minutes. 3 minutes from now.